Alright, so now I'm going to show you some of the things that you have to look out for when you are tillering. So there are pretty much three main problems that you can run into while you're tillering. The first one is when you end up with a stiff spot. So what'll happen there is that you'll get the one limb of the bow coming out and curving, then not curving, and then curving more. So right there is a stiff spot. And that's pretty easy to do. All you do is just take down the wood that's in between those lines. The second one is when one half of the limb is curving, and then curving a lot, and then curving gently again. So right there, that's a bigger problem than a stiff spot. What you have to do there is you just have to take wood out from here and here. There's pretty much no other way you can do that except making the bow a lighter poundage, which is what I had to do on the last one because those are really annoying. And the third one is that it's just too stiff and it doesn't curve enough, and that's, you just have to take wood down a little bit at a time. And so, I mean, really there's not too much problem there. The only thing is the hinges, the soft spots are what you have to look out for. And I don't think I'll have too much problem with this. And I'm going to start working. Basically, how you do that is you put it on the tillering tree, and if it stiffens up on certain spots, like you can see it doesn't bend, or if it's bending too much on spots, then you know those are places you have to take it down. So that's it. I'm not going to show you the tillering process because it's pretty much the same for every bow, or I mean it's different for every bow. It would be nice if it was the same for every bow, but you should be able to figure it out. If you can't, I'm probably not the person to ask. I'm sure I could help you though. So yeah, just take down until you get to the poundage you want, and then I'll be back and we'll finish it off together. Do the backing, finish the handle up, get rid of some of these corners, and then I'll see you then. Alright, so I've finished the tillering, and now I'm just giving it a rough sanding down so it's ready for stain and whatever else we're going to do to it. A couple of things for tillering and sanding, and I'll just go over tips and stuff. When you're sanding, you need to pay attention to around the handle, especially on the edges, the fades right here, and any place where it cuts across the grain on the side. So the fades are a big part because the stain will soak in there and make it a lot darker than the other parts will. For tillering, one thing is that put it on the tree often and take little bits off at a time. Make sure you look at it from both sides too. This bow has some twists so it looks like one limb's heavier from either side, so what would happen is that this limb would look heavier from one side, and then this one looked heavier from the other side. Also, when you're doing that, only use a rasp. You can use sandpaper even if you want to. You want to go really light, get as little done as possible. And when you have a tillering string, start out with really loose, the tillering string really loose, and then progressively tighten it as you get through the tillering process until you get it to pretty much, you know, to its almost brace height. You won't get perfect with like paracord because it's too stretchy, but that, and then that's about it. I'll show you the tillering once I'm done sanding, and basically I'm just taking some 60 grit sandpaper and I'm just sanding everything down, getting all the rasp marks out. So I'm going to do that and just get it as smooth as I can, and then I'll show you how to back it, I'll show you how to stain it, and maybe we'll put a handle on. I don't know, we'll see. But I'll finish sanding and then I'll show you how the tiller looks. Alright, see ya. Alright, so I finished sanding it. That's pretty much the finished bow. From here we just got to back it and then we're pretty much done. It's looking pretty good. That's the tillering string on it right there, which is just barely tight enough that I have to bend the bow to get it over. The paracord stretched so much you can pretty much get it on there without bending the bow. Alright, so I'm going to carefully align the middle of the bow on here, and I'll show you what the tiller looks like. There. I'll take a step back, and you can take a look at that. And as you can see, it's pretty close. The left one right now looks a little bit lighter, but what I can do is if I spin it around, it should switch it because there. So now the left one looks lighter again, and that's just because there's twist in the board or in my rasping. I'm not quite sure which one, but as you can see on both sides, it looks like the left one's lighter. So I had to just basically eyeball it and see which one's heavier by looking at it compared to the string. And I found out that this side is actually the one that's a little bit heavier. So this will be the bottom of my bow. And that's the one with the pocket in there. And I hope that won't give me any trouble. But yeah, now we're going to get to see if we can back this. And actually real quick, I think I'll show you how I lay that out. Take that tillering string off. And I'll show you how I lay that out. Laid that out, I should say. I already did it. So, on the bow, since this is so wide here, I'm going to take 2 of the strips of this. Since one wouldn't fit all the way across, you know, I'll take 2 and slightly overlap them. So there's a line, and I marked the middle. And then I marked, I don't remember how far away from the edge, but I have an overlap there that I'll put the strap that's on, or the piece of tape that's on this side, the edge will go to that line, and the piece of tape that's on this side, the edge will go to that line. And then I'll go all the way across, and I did the same thing right there, and I left, I don't know, 1 inch or 2 between the end of the fade and there so that it covers all the working limb, and it'll go all the way straight through the handle. So I'm just going to clean this up, sand off the little marks, and then we'll start putting it back on and let that dry overnight, or I don't know, maybe it'll be good this evening, and then we're good. Pretty much just stain after that and aesthetic stuff, and then I'll show you how to make a bowstring. I'll probably do that while it's drying, actually. I'll show you how to make a bowstring for this, and then yeah, we'll be done. Alright, so I'll get it ready for backing, and then I'll take you with me doing that. So bye.